When you thought it couldn't get bad in the Eric Garner case, just based on everything you've heard up until now, here's one more thing to toss in there, ladies and gentlemen. These NYPD officers are just downright dirty. And it is the reason why you're hearing more and more people out in society saying they want nothing to do with cops now. They are not even going to call cops anymore. They want nothing to do with police officers. So this came out on Snopes, May 21st, 2019. Officer says he inflated charge against Eric Garner. And he did this paperwork as Eric Garner was on his way to the hospital, y'all. This officer decided to falsify yet another police report in America. And then you want to know why people do not trust cops. The cops are more criminal than the citizens. Officer Justin D'Amico testified that paperwork he filled out exaggerated, in other words, lied, the seriousness of Eric Garner's suspected crime. So Eric Garner really wasn't doing too much of nothing, ladies and gentlemen. And they tried to inflate this thing and make it seem like he was just out there and it was so bad, and trying to justify choking him out over something that should not have gone beyond a conversation. After Eric Garner died following a confrontation with the New York City police 5 years ago, one officer involved in the struggle wrote up paperwork that exaggerated, aka lied, about the seriousness of the dead man's suspected crime, according to testimony Tuesday. Officer Justin D'Amico testified that after riding in an ambulance with the dying Gardner, he went ahead on his own and filled out arrest papers listing a felony tax charge that would have required prosecutors to prove Gardner, a small-time street hustler, had sold 10,000 untaxed cigarettes. So he sat in the ambulance alongside of Eric Garner's dead body and wrote up. This is so disgusting. And wrote up lies on an arrest paper on what Eric Garner didn't do, but he claimed he did it. These folks don't stop lying on you when you're living, and they don't stop lying on you when you die. D'Amico spoke at the police department's disciplinary trial. Now, why is this man still policing? He should have been fired for what he did. But, just like, look, they didn't let Danny Pantaleo go. So I guess why let the liar go that wrote up a fake out police report? Why let him go? Okay, so he spoke at the trial for Danny Pantaleo, the officer accused of placing Eric Garner in a banned chokehold, which we still see them doing. It's not banned. They still do it. As they attempted to arrest him for selling loose, untaxed cigarettes, which is not really. The only thing Eric Garner should have been hit with is a citation. There should have been no physical struggle. There should have been no arrest. They should have just gave him a damn citation and moved the hell on. Okay, so that was in July 2014. You initiated this on your own, writing up the arrest of a dead man, said Suzanne O'Hare, a lawyer for the police watchdog agency bringing the disciplinary case. D'Amico acknowledged that the felony charge was incorrect because Garner actually had with him 5 packs of Newports that contained a total of less than 100 cigarettes. So if he had Newport packs, okay, it's not illegal to have Newport cigarettes, right? So technically, when they came upon him, they didn't catch him doing nothing illegal. They just knew who he was and they approached him. The cigarettes were marked for sale in Virginia, a telltale sign that they were being resold illegally in New York. No, no, it isn't. No, it isn't. No, it isn't, y'all. Don't fall for what these cops are saying. They didn't catch him in the act. So technically, all this stuff, they're trying to, play these word salad games. They didn't catch him in the act, y'all. It's not like he was doing a sale and they walked up and caught him. They didn't. Garner was ultimately charged with 2 misdemeanors, which allege that he resisted arrest and sold untaxed cigarettes. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, resisting arrest is an automatic for all Black people that they approach. Okay, just know that that is always automatic. And selling untaxed cigarettes should not result in an arrest. Okay, it should not result in an arrest. Okay, they are trying their best to justify something that is indefensible. And I want to also mention in those stores that those Arabs own, they sell Lucy's all the time right out of those stores. They do it all the time. And anybody in the hood around them Arab stores, you know what I'm talking about. Them Arabs do it all the time. I never seen the cops go in those stores and put them Arabs in a headlock and put them in a legal chokehold over it. They do it all over the country out of those Arab stores. If you don't believe it, walk in one and ask for 1 cigarette. And I promise you, they're going to pull one out and sell it to you. All right. So the case was not prosecuted because Garner died. The confrontation with Garner was partially caught by a bystander. Remember, they harassed that bystander and put them in jail. The bystander that took the cell phone video faced more problems than the cops that did the actual killing. Okay, all right, so the confrontation ended with Pantaleo grabbing Garner and pulling him to the ground. Garner, dying, please, if I can't breathe, he said it 11 times, became a rally cry against police brutality. Pantaleo, 33, denies wrongdoing. Pantaleo is a murderer. He has been on desk duty since Garner's death. He should have been fired and jailed. Okay, but in this system, remember, they hold these cops to like a godlike status here in America. But I want you to notice around the rest of the world, they don't do that. They don't do that. They do that only here in America. A cop is like untouchable, and they put all kinds of legislation in place to make sure they remain untouchable. So they put legislation in place to give the nod for cops in America to kill and abuse the people and get away with it. That's what your politicians do. Testifying for more than an hour Tuesday, D'Amico told a nearly full hearing room at police headquarters that he'd given an agitated Eric Garner warning 2 weeks ago before the confrontation. So what? Even if you did give him that warning, that still doesn't justify you choking him out. So far, nothing they have said justify him being killed. Nothing in this article justifies it. Okay, so D'Amico said he and Pantaleo allowed Garner to vent for about 10 minutes before moving to arrest him because they were reluctant to use physical force. You sure didn't look reluctant in that video. You didn't look reluctant to anybody. And he testified that he see Pantaleo's arm around Gardner's neck as the two men struggle, but he didn't say if he thought the move was a chokehold. Of course he's not. He's cops are going to look out for other cops. Let's face it, that's what they do in America. Until Tuesday, D'Amico had never spoken publicly about the case. D'Amico testified that he and Pantaleo tried to be patient as Gardner screamed, that he was tired of continually being harassed by police like many people in America. They stayed calm as Gardner swatted D'Amico's hand away and refused to be arrested. You know what? I don't believe cops' account of anything. So, ladies and gentlemen, this hearing has been rescheduled for June 5th. So, they've pushed this back a number of times as well. So it will pick up again. Who knows what will come out? So many things have come out, like Danny Pantaleo acting like he won, made a touchdown with his arms up in the air, dancing around after he killed Eric Garner. And then the police chief talking about it was no big deal. So now you can throw this on to the pile. Eric Garner was in the ambulance. His dead body was in the ambulance. And while he was in the ambulance, this police wrote up a arrest report on a dead man. The only thing the NYPD need to do is burn in hell. But please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. This case just gets worse by the moment. And this really belongs in criminal court, not before a police disciplinary board. This should be in criminal court. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.